Hey Sinners, I'm Shannon.
And I'm Sean.
And this is Sinful Cuts.
Hooray!
Huzzah! We're so excited. It's so today it's October the 8th.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, that
and
makes
it
me sad.
Feels but I'm just
saying through October.
Yeah, I know. But today actually finally feels like fall. Like, it's actually nice, crisp, like 62 degrees outside. I'm wearing a sweater, and I'm comfortable.
Sinners October 8th, and it is literally the official, not the official, but the first day that feels like fall.
Yeah, like, we've been dealing with, like, 90-degree days. Even yesterday was a little bit, like a little bit cooler, but it was really, really rainy.
This past week, we had a day that was 82 degrees. Sinners, the horror podcast you come to for all your weather-related events in the Northeast. Lucky you. And today's guest is Sam Champion, and he's going to be talking about the Doppler effect. Anyway, we're very happy we have fall.
Segueing into that, it puts you in a nice vibe to watch all these horror movies.
True.
The cooler air, you know, the horror's really in the air now, where Fear Fest is on AMC. And, you know, you could catch horror movies 24/7, so that's just delights me.
Wouldn't it be great if October was 60 days long?
That'd be great.
It would be.
It would be. Technically, I consider November to be 2nd October. It's fine.
I'm going to back you up on that.
It's okay. It's fine. It's
the
my own
weather.
problem, and I think it's okay.
No, not a problem.
Not a problem.
It's not a problem if we ignore it and we don't get help. Then it's not a problem.
I don't mind eating turkey on October 57th.
There you go. You know what? You're getting the damn high five for that. Air high five. I love it. October 57th. It's going on a t-shirt.
It's going on a t-shirt.
Oh, which, okay, quick neck-breaking segue into, did you watch...
Neck breaking.
Well, it's horror podcast. It felt right. Did you watch Eli Roth's trailer for Thanksgiving this week?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I'm excited as well. It looks like slashy goodness, a hell of a lot of fun. I think Eli Roth is kind of due for one, I
feel like he hasn't done a good slasher ever. Not really slasher ever. Like, not really.
No, I mean, he's done some gross stuff, and he's done some clever stuff, and some clever gross stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know that he's done a slasher, so this is
not
the first
straight
one.
out, no.
And this is kind of Eli Roth.
I never really stopped to think about that before.
You know, because this is from, he's basically expanding his trailer from Grindhouse. You know how there were the trailers, so I feel like this now, Eli Roth is looking at Edgar Wright and saying, all right, step up. When are we going to get the movie-length version of Don't? Which, if Edgar Wright doesn't do that now, then he is a straight-up 100% pussy.
Ooh.
And that's right, Edgar Wright.
Fighting words.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the funniest trailers I've ever seen.
The chances of me ever bumping into Edgar Wright are really slim, so I feel very emboldened to call him out, say horrible things to him for no reason whatsoever.
No reason at all.
Except for the fact that I would absolutely love to see Don't made into a feature-length film. That would be an absolute banger. So, okay. Segue aside, everybody check out the Thanksgiving trailer, and Eli Roth, good on you, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Like that.
So, today we are going to be talking about 1988, Night of the Demons.
A full moon. A spooky, deserted mansion. Halloween night.
All right, dudes! And Dusses! Let's party!
10 kids. All they want to do is raise a little hell. Now, as long as they live, they'll wonder what's gotten into them. Night of the Demons.
Blessed be the sinners, for the day of atonement is at hand.
Stop looking at me! of the demons. Party till you drop.
The Demons. Angela's Party.
Sean has a look on his face.
Okay. Just telling Shannon, there are multiple times in the podcast we've done so far where Night of the Demons has come up, and I said, and I just forgot that I didn't like the movie. I got swept up, and I'm like, Night of the Demons. I don't know. Is it my favorite? Maybe. Could be.
And then rewatch it, and Sean is disappointed.
This week I'm watching it, and if there was a camera on my face, it would literally have been like, what the fuck? This isn't the movie I thought it was. I think I was thinking of Demons. Which
that is a completely different movie.
But anyway, look. Night of the Demons, do I like the movie? I do not. But do I like the vibe? I do. So I'm going to unpack, because we both know that this is more of a therapy session for me than an actual informational podcast. I'm going to unpack how I can differentiate. All right, I don't necessarily love this movie, but I really do love the vibe.
Okay.
And I kind of love the, the whole time era. Words are difficult for me. The 80s horror nostalgia that I have for it. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So if you guys, if you need a quick synopsis to remember to differentiate demons from Night of the Demons, this is the version. Teenagers party at an abandoned funeral parlor on Halloween night. When an evil force awakens, demonic spirits keep them from leaving and turn their gathering into a living hell.
Which is come on, this is like catnip for us.
Yeah. And it was filmed like in an actual, like an abandoned house. Like that was an actual abandoned house. So they all the actors even claim like it was actually very creepy, especially at night. And it, I don't think there was like, I'm sure they all claim to like have heard things here and there, like I don't think anything actually happened. I don't think the house had a lore or anything like that. It has since been torn down. I believe it was in California that they filmed it, and they have torn it down, and now I forgot what it is. I don't know if it's like a supermarket now or something. It's, but it's a completely different.
Nothing would make me happy
different
to find out this supermarket's haunted.
Get your haunted burgers here. But yeah, no, I mean, I think this is a fun movie. Is it a perfect film? No, but. I mean, I dug it, and again, yeah, like you said, I think it was definitely with its time that it was still the 80s. Sometimes a lot of things happened in the 80s that were
88's.
Yeah.
Look, the late 80s in general, not a great. I'm not saying that there aren't absolute killer movies, but it's not a great time for horror. You start the 80s so strong. Mm. And then then we hit the mid 80s, and we just talked about Return of the Living Dead,
right?
And that's a standout. But then we start to get like the point of diminishing returns in the late 80s. There's just not a lot of good stuff. And my take on it, again, Sinners, just me hammering out words out of my dumb mouth. It's just my opinion. But that from like 85 to 90, it starts to get thin. And then even the beginning of the 90s, it still remains thin, but then you start to get the CW model of let's get a couple of good-looking kids and let's just really kill them in crafty ways. Like we've got the Urban Legends, and we've got the Friday the 13th remakes, and we've got House of Wax and stuff like that.
Yeah. I Know What You Did Last Summer,
exactly.
Like, things like that. Yeah.
Which we've got to start. We're going to have to do some of those movies, because I want to talk about that time period.
Yeah.
Because there are some definite misses, but there's some really strong stuff. Like the House of Wax remake, I'm a fan.
It wasn't, I'm a little mixed on it. Like, I liked the kills. The storyline got a little away from me, in a way, but...
I like the creativity of it.
Yes.
Is it bonkers? Of course. It was literally a house made of wax.
Yeah.
Sinners, that's impossible, because the fucking sun comes out every day. But I like the big swings that some of those movies took, and I like seeing attractive young people murdered
Yeah.
in creative ways.
Yeah. I didn't mind that. I think I just liked the original storyline better in the original version.
Oh, are you talking about House of Wax?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
That is Vincent Price. We pray at the altar of Price here at Sinful Cuts.
Mm-hmm.
He is the alpha and omega for me. So I just, Vincent Price, I kiss your face.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically why every single podcast starts with a Vincent Price quote.
Pretty much, yeah.
So let me bring us back to Night of the Demons, because you're laying out the groundwork for what is so many of the movies that we watch and we love. Bunch of kids, and they do something a little silly, and then they get picked off one by one.
Yeah, they do this like seance thing where they look in the mirror, and they do actually invoke an evil. I'll admit that part I don't care for, like when you see like the evil
In the mirror.
I'm like,
yeah.
And later on,
Were you also like, that was incredibly easy?
I'm like, was
to
it?
invoke?
Yeah, right. Like it just popped right out. Like I'm like, huh, like I remember all those times freaking playing like Ouija with my friends, and I'm like, we just sat there for like an hour and like nothing happened. All right, let's move on.
Did your town have a haunted house when you were growing up though? Like a legitimate house that people were like, this is the town haunted house?
No.
What about like an asylum?
Yeah, I was gonna say we had an asylum.
Yeah.
And so Pilgrim State was the one closest to me, and hopefully I'm not incriminating myself right now, but I may have gone there. I may have snuck into the buildings, and I may have gone on into like the underground tunnel, and maybe I've walked through it, and it was terrifying.
You just freaked me the hell out.
Yeah.
You seriously went down there?
Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
I used to have a picture, and like you see like the walls, but then like you see darkness.
I drive by Pilgrim State now. Pilgrim State is still standing, by the way.
Yeah.
Sirs. I drive by Pilgrim State, and I'm like, Santa Maria, I'm like Betty.
He has rosary beads out of nowhere.
Betty from The Mummy. then I'm like, doing my cantor in Hebrew, invoking Allah.
يا إلهي سيبني أمري خافني.
No, Pilgrim State freaks me out. Oh man, Sinners, I stated before, and I will restate it now. Shannon is the badass of Simple Cuts. I don't think any of you really had any illusion that it was me. Like, she is the Simple Cuts badass. That's crazy. So, the reason I bring it up is my town that I grew up in, it did have the town haunted house. It was this dilapidated mansion far back in the woods, and sure enough, everybody, like, it was almost like a rite of passage that you would go there and drink. And you really, like, you would do it once. I did it once, and I never went back, because the house still had all the furniture. We went down the basement. It had like all these moldy National Geographics and luggage and stuff. It just
Wow.
And
it's almost like it was like left there.
All you thought was, what happened that someone just pick up and took off. And to my knowledge, that house is still standing.
Wow.
I don't think they turned it into condos or anything else back there. Like, the woods are still there.
Oh wow.
So but I do love that. I love a town that's got a little bit of a creepy history to it, and it has a haunted place to it.
Yeah. Which I'm assuming was the vibe of having a Halloween party in this movie.
Yeah.
To have a Halloween party at that setting. And that was the original name, by the way, too, was Halloween Party. Like, they literally filmed it. Yeah, filmed it, wrapped it, the whole nine. And then they finally get it to the studio, and they're like, oh, you shouldn't call it Halloween Party because of the movie Halloween. Like, it would be too, like, I don't think they were afraid of, like, lawsuits or anything, but...
Confusing.
Yeah, maybe a little confusing. People would, like, go... I think they kind of suggested that people might go into a Halloween party assuming Michael Myers would be a part of it.
Oh.
And you're going to disappoint people. Like, you should have, like, your own thing. Like, you have your own thing going on, you should make it your own thing. That's what it changed to Night of the Demons.
The interesting thing about this movie was that it was released regionally, not countrywide.
Right.
So it actually started in Detroit, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, but it got like really good feedback or like right away.
I'm a teenager and they're playing this. Am I gonna see it? I'm absolutely gonna see it. Like I said, it is definitely a vibe. I don't necessarily love there are parts of the movie, and we'll discuss it. There are parts of the movie I really do enjoy. Most being, I'm a huge Linnea Quigley fan, and this is her movie.
Yeah.
You know, this is her movie. I mean, she's the most interesting character. I think she has, as Suzanne, right?
Yeah, she was Suzanne.
She has the most fun. She really, you could see that she is enjoying herself in this movie, like, way, and don't get me wrong, sinners, everybody does just a fine job in this movie, but she seems to be at another level, and I was curious about that, and I did a little research, and it turns out that she married the FX guy.
Yeah.
So I think she's falling in love on this movie, and she's just like kind of walking on air. And you watch that movie, and you can kind of pick up on that with her. And I just think it's adorable.
Yeah, that was Steve Johnson, and this
very good.
And this was his first movie.
Well, Steve Johnson, you get FX kisses all over your face, because that is one of the best things about Night of the Demons. Is this practical effect work is solid as hell.
Yeah, and he said he kind of discovered it by like accident, like basically like he was like taking too much time, and then like putting his work on, whatever, and then somebody comes in and is like, okay, we're gonna be starting in like 10 minutes or whatever, and he looks around, he's like, I have like 7 more of these to go. It's like, fuck. So he ended up doing something a little faster. He explains it better in the documentary if you want to watch that. It was the what's the word I'm looking for? The texture that he like kind of found by accident, and he's like, actually, this kind of works. We're gonna go with this.
Steve is kind of responsible for, I think, a lot of the grab of the movie, which is his practical effect work on the poster.
Yeah.
Because that poster, Night of the Demons poster with Angela, and then she's holding up the invitation, that's an iconic poster.
Yes.
You say what you want about the movie. I will.
I'm like pointing at you.
I'm gonna slow my roll, only because movies like this have a soft spot in my heart, because someone had an idea. The execution isn't at the level that I would say that I'm going to put this in the vault, but someone had an idea, got a bunch of people together, a bunch of actors together, and people that really love what they do and enjoyed making this movie, and they produced something that then went on to become a cult movie, and look, they earn all the praise that they get. It doesn't necessarily land for me, but I'm not blind to the fact that I can see what went into it and the fun they had, and probably a lot of effort. And when you're shooting something on the fast and cheap, and you're just like throwing stuff at the wall to see what will work, they should be proud of the product that they eventually made. You know, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I agree. So Kevin Tenney, I think he just wanted to go in making a horror movie, and that was pretty much the end game there. It was funny too, because Linnea Quigley probably had like the most status quo, I guess, because of the horror movies.
I would think so.
Coming
from 2
from
years off of
Return of the Living Dead.
Sure.
So so she already had like a reputation, and Kevin Tenney had no idea who she was.
So he hires her.
I don't think he was like a huge like horror movie fan. I think he just wanted to kind of like this is kind of becoming like it was a big thing in the 80s, as everybody knows, and he just kind of wanted to get his feet wet. Like, let me make my own like little horror movie, kind of went in that way. So when Linnea got hired, he was just like, yeah, okay. I had no idea. Yep. And he found out like afterwards, where everyone was just like, dude, you got fucking Linnea Quigley on this movie? He's like, yeah, that's, whatever. Her name is Suzanne.
Yeah.
Just shrugging, like, whatever.
And she would be? No, he directed Witchboard.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Witchboard?
No.
Okay, I watched it, oddly enough, I watched it like 2-3 weeks ago, and he's definitely the director of Witchboard. And in this movie, he actually copies some of the shots are shot by shot. Like, he has a very specific fall out of the window.
Okay.
That Judy does, and he replicates that in Witchboard. It's better in Witchboard. But Witchboard is also, like, I don't know, man, I'm scratching my head with this guy, because, like, he does decent work, Witchboard got some, at the time it came out, it got some good buzz. It stars oh my God, David Coverdale's wife from Whitesnake. Tawny Kitaen.
Okay.
And she's good in it, you know. But yeah, it's like, just a little bit more this way, then we're really talking about something that could be special. And I feel the same way about Night of the Demons. Give me just a little bit more here. Script work.
Okay.
And
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, the acting I remember was I'll go with probably was a little stiff.
Yeah. I mean, Sal, I wrote in my notes, is Sal Italian? Sal, the directors, I think it's Billy Greco. Billy Greco plays Sal.
Billy Gallo.
Billy Gallo. Sorry. Richard Greco. Completely different person.
Yeah.
I feel like he went up to the director and was like, "What's my motivation?" And the director was like, "If a block of Parmesan became sentient, that's your motivation." Shannon, what is going on with Sal? Should we put a pin in that until we get to it? Or do you want to discuss Sal now?
No, you might as well get him out of the way now. I'm trying to remember him talking on the documentary about his character. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure they all had a lot of creative freedom. I'm almost positive they all kind of said that. So I think he was just kind of playing himself or maybe an over-exasperated version maybe of himself.
I would hope so.
But he definitely wanted to be the hard ass.
Is Sal entertaining? He is absolutely entertaining. Is Sal the living embodiment of every Italian-American cliche until the Jersey Shore came around? Yes.
Yeah.
So Sal, wear that with pride.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely wear it with pride. But I mean, he comes on screen, rings the doorbell. The kid, the little brother who just needs a beating for every scene that he's in. I mean, Sal just comes at this. He comes at it hot, but he is incredibly entertaining. But yeah, I was just like, is no one? No one on set was like, maybe less? I don't know. Hey, where's the fucking party over here, guy? I'm like, oh my God.
There's no fool like an old fool.
You son of a bitch!
Hey, cool it, Pops. You want to blow your pacemaker or something?
Well, I mean, I could dance with you, but, you're not my dream girl or nothing like that.
She smacked Paulie 3 times just now in the face. She smacked him 3 times.
It's not just a money, it's a pride thing. All our food, pizza, calzone, buffalo mozzarella.
But it is insanely entertaining. And I'm like, maybe as the movie goes on, it'll tone down.
It does not tone down.
It does not. What I love about it, though, is Sal's last name is Romero. So, all right, that's clever little chef's kiss there. Okay, Sal, you've had your beating. It was a choice. You made it. And it is highly entertaining. I think I'm coming. This could be an H2O moment. I think I might be coming around in this movie. Sal is so insanely entertaining for the lunacy of his performance that I think you have to watch Night of the Demons.
Well, what about Stooge?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hal Havens. God. Is who played Stooge.
Hey, Grandpa, look at the mirror!
You filthy bastards! Damn you all to hell!
Happy
Halloween, asshole! So now we have the other end of the spectrum. We got Sal, and wait, is it Sal and Hal?
Well, okay, so So Sal is the character, right? So the other character is Stooge, played by Hal.
Okay,
yes.
All right.
So yes and no.
All right, but I mean, Stooge makes some choices.
He makes some choices.
Sure.
So I don't even know if this girl is supposed to be his girlfriend in the car, where he's like, "All right, bitch, you're driving it." He just
Shannon, who knows who this poor girl is?
He leaves the wheel.
Wait, can we all agree the 3 people in that car would never even look at each other in real life?
that was interesting. Yeah.
So we got Roger and we have Stooge, and it's not Judy. It's
no, it wasn't Judy.
A girl that I confused with Judy.
Let me see. So that was not Suzanne.
And my first note of watching this movie as I'm taking notes is I'm like, oh, okay, young kids are pieces of shit. And then they...
Might have been Allison.
Yeah.
Her name is Helen in the movie.
Okay.
But Allison Barron, I believe.
So then, of course, immediately they're kind of pranking the old man. And then my second note is, wait a minute, plot twist, old people are pieces of shit.
I mean, that old guy, my God, he was. So that was, yeah, and he's just credited as the old man. That was Harold Ayer, I think is how you say it, Ayer.
But I like the callback at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
I like the framing device. Good on them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, bookending it, but yeah. So jumping all over the place. So, but Stooge. He probably, yeah, I feel like he was a character too, but I remember, so there's a scene where he, like, they're like, oh, let's get this party started or whatever, blah, 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 and he goes like, yeah, let's eat a bowl of fuck, and so he asked to say this line. Now,
My ribs are going to hurt by the end of this podcast.
Sean is laughing. Sean is about to roll off onto the couch.
I have tears.
So he asked to say that line. He apparently claimed that he read, I think it was a biography of John Belushi. And John Belushi, I forget the piece of work, but he was supposed to say that line, and they were like, you're absolutely not saying that line. And apparently he went out, like, on stage and said it anyway.
Okay.
And so when he read this in the biography, it just, like, resonated with him, like,
He's that's his character.
Yeah,
okay.
like, that's, you know, like, or whatever. Or technically, or no, like, either that or, like, John Belushi never got to say it.
Oh, so he's kind of picking up the mantle.
So now, so he was like, I got picked up for this movie, and I happened to be reading this biography, and I read that, and first of all, he found it funny. That's one.
Yeah,
and
right.
Two, he was just like, I think this would be an interesting line to say, and I kind of want to say it on John Belushi's behalf.
Good
so
on him. Very knows what movies he's in, you know?
So very random line. But it actually comes with a very random story.
Right.
So there was a point to that line.
If anything is begging to be put on a T-shirt for Night of the Demons, how have we not seen this?
How?
All right. So look,
Hal, make it happen.
We've got our car. Everyone's looking for the quote unquote party.
The party night. Yep.
We have. Oh my God. Okay, we have to talk about the convenience store scene.
Yes.
All right. So
when you first see Linnea Quigley, you see her ass.
Her bottom.
Yeah, her bottom.
Linnea Quigley, just like I mean, good on you with your fitness. I mean, Jesus. But so Linnea Quigley is distracting the clerks at the convenience store. By the way, Kevin Smith, looking at you.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden I was like, okay. Because the two convenience store clerks could definitely be Randall and whoever the other asshole is in Clerks. But Angela has got her Halloween bag and she's just filling it full of shoplifting and filling it full of stuff.
In front of everybody. It doesn't matter.
There is one person in this scene that is 14 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
Angela gets to the other aisle, and this guy is bent down, and he's with this woman, and he straightens up, and it was serious. I'm like, ouch. It just kept going, and going, and going, and I was fascinated by this guy.
I don't think I noticed.
And I'm like, this is like the minute bowl of extras in a movie. It was so glaring. I'm like, this guy's got to be 7 feet tall. So I got a kick out of that. Again,
Did he get, like, out of frame? Like, when he stood up? Like...
Almost.
Okay.
Like, the top... And look, we are far back. We got a wide shot. And this guy is almost out of frame because he is 11 feet tall. This is another fucking H2O thing that's happening that I'm convincing myself that I actually like this movie as I'm talking about it. I don't like it when you do this to me. I do not like it. I feel like it's planned out. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to start bringing
Or
up
maybe it's just a fun movie.
God damn. All right. You're right. It is a fun movie because my experience with this movie is it has always been playing on in the background at a bar or at a party.
Okay.
And it makes me feel good when I see Night of the Demons. Even though I confuse it for Demons, it does make me feel good when I see this playing at a party setting because it's got that vibe. I want
totally
because you can step into Night of the Demons anywhere
Pretty
and
much.
be like, okay,
yeah,
you don't have to be there from frame one to follow what's going on.
No,
you just pick it up on the fly.
Yeah.
So, Sinners, we'll cut it short. Everybody gets to Hull House, and then we have our party start, and it's kind of a dud because there's only there's like 8 of them.
Like 8 to 10 people, I think, and they the music runs out, then they start like, oh, what's going on, like, what do we do, let's have the seance, and then things got weird, but they did not know that they actually did wake up a demon. And I guess it travels by mirror. So, Linnea Quigley's character, Suzanne, is the first one that gets hit because she's constantly fixing her makeup. She's looking in the mirror. So I'm assuming that's how it traveled, and it got to her first.
Yes.
So she's the first one affected.
Also, sorry to interrupt, but in terms of a character and an actor who's now going to carry your possession forward, banger choice to have it Linnea. She's having so much fun.
Yeah, I agree.
So I really like
that.
that.
Because she gets weird, and she plays weird, like, really well.
and she shifts that gear from weird to playful to weird to playful kind of all throughout the movie until the third act, and she does great.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And I just love the fact that she fell in love on this movie.
Yes.
I really love that.
See, it's a love story, guys.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about her scene next. So yeah, I remember her turning around the heart all across her face, like, I can't get my makeup right. And guys, I remember like Sal was the first one. It's like, all right, you're kind of weird. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And then was it Roger? Who the hell was the other guy? The guy that was just trying to get laid. No, not Roger. I'm sorry. That was Alvin Alexis. Oh my God, who was the boyfriend?
Jay?
Was that Jay?
Well, Jay's with Judy.
Okay, so then it's Jay. So yes, okay, so
Jay's trying to get laid.
So
for
Jay
sure.
is just trying to get laid like the entire time. Like that's pretty much she does not even wearing a costume. So Jay, you're kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
Just saying. Like really.
Jay's a zero.
Yeah.
But I mean, Judy's coming off Sal, so her taste in men. Questionable. But I'm kind of liking, spoiler alert, Sinners, hoping that she got together with Roger at the end of it. I mean, like, trauma relationship.
Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think I think we let that be our imagination, so maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
And how about, all right, you know what, Night of the Demons, good on you. Our black character makes it to the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Kind of unheard of.
That is kind of unheard of.
In the genre at this time, so that's a conscious choice. I love it.
Would this be would you consider this the first one?
Oh God, probably no.
Because I was trying to think of ones before that.
I mean, we had
technically
Dawn of the Dead. That was before.
So Dawn of the Dead. You're right. So Dawn of the Dead, and I think one just popped in my head. I'm pretty sure.
Wait. We have a new one? Sinners, we have a new one where we
I'm waving to him to give it to me and plant it in my head.
Like we're directing traffic. And that movie is...
I look like I'm having a stroke. I don't look like I'm directing traffic anywhere.
That movie is the Norwegian classic.
Oh my God. If you've listened to our Shortcuts Volume 4, you'll know what that is.
Come on now, you freak me out though, because I know you know.
Oh, I do. So, Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
You're right.
Right? The black guy makes it to the end of that.
Dream Warriors.
Unfortunately gets killed off within the first 10 minutes of the fourth one. Neither here nor there. However, he did make it. So actually, that's correct. But it was kind of unheard of still.
Yeah.
By that point in, 1988. But anyway, backtrack to... Okay, so now Linnea's getting weird. She has makeup, has lipstick all over her face. Now, there's definitely a scene where everyone goes, wait, what?
I know what you're going to talk about.
Yes.
And the practical is bananas.
It is bananas. So now she, often gets naked in a lot of her movies. This one is no exception. So she gets topless. You see, she starts playing with the lipstick, like, around the boob area. And now Tenney, the director Tenney, he came up with this idea apparently from Renaissance artwork, and because he learned that women, mainly prostitutes, because obviously they're advertising for, they would use like rouge on their nipples to give them a nice color, I guess. I think it was just more attractive to look at the time, and if they were painted as well, that was the color that they just used to, like, enhance that area, I guess.
Okay.
So he just kind of found that a little interesting and kind of utilized that idea with, it'd be fun if you just, like, played with the lipstick, like, around it. And then if you could, like, and then, worked it out with Steve Johnson, like, can we get her, like, a prosthetic piece? Because I want her to, like, push it in. Because the audience, he basically wanted to create a part where the audience goes, wait, like...
And that is exactly what happens.
Yeah, because then that's when shit gets fucking knocked into, well, maybe not 12th gear, but,
you're like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah,
and
you're
it
like,
dawns
what
on you that you've been looking at a prosthetic, and it's so good.
Yeah, so she, so it's a little bit of trickery in a way with a prosthetic. So she, it is a fake piece. So the lipstick itself actually was kind of like a little small, like a telescopic
knife kind of gizmo.
Yes.
Sweet.
So that collapsed.
And then
she was able to push it in. She had to push her finger all the way in. Because then when she pulled it out, then the nipple flap, like, went back into place.
It's crazy creative.
Yeah. Man. So it almost looks like it could be CGI, where it totally wasn't all. That was all practical.
I mean, I guess it could be. It's 88, but it wasn't.
But that one wasn't.
Sinners, again, what do you hear us praise on this podcast is the practical work in these movies. This is... I'm sorry, Shannon. Steve Johnson. Steve Johnson. This is kind of like, this is like this guy's like reel to showcase what he can do.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with the practical work on this film, and also just to circle back, Linnea Quigley gets nude in a lot of her films. If I had Linnea Quigley's body, I'd be getting nude going to get my mail. Like, good on you, Linnea Quigley. So yeah, let's just get that out of the way right there. Just, you work with what you got. Chef's kiss. So, not in a creepy way. But she's just, like I said, this is her movie, and she's having a lot of fun with it. So from this point to what you said, now we get, it's like the fuse is lit, and we start to take off with just, where it's like the dominoes.
Right.
Possession.
Yeah.
Can I bring up one scene? Because we're heading toward that scene right now, which is my favorite scene in the movie. And it's when Angela puts on the music for Sal, and the strobe lights are going, and she starts dancing.
Yeah.
This scene does not belong in this movie. This scene belongs in a better movie. I get frustrated because this is a really effective scene, and it kind of goes on to the point where it's almost uncomfortable, which
is probably what they wanted to create. And this was written it was already written, like, there was a dance sequence, so they knew they figured they had to hire a dancer, who Amelia Kincaid absolutely was. She did, like, backup dancing for Cher. I think she even mentions, like, Smokey Robinson. Like, she had like already an impressive career as a dancer.
Everything in this scene that the director's trying to do works.
Yeah.
The strobe lighting works. The music works.
Mm-hmm.
The choreography works.
She did her own.
Everything.
Yeah.
When I hit this scene in this movie, like I said, it frustrates me because I'm like, if all the scenes were like this scene, with the care and the coordination, this would be a movie would be at a different level.
Okay.
But it just works, and it reminds me so much of the Bauhaus scene from Ridley Scott's The Hunger.
Okay.
Just that strobe light and the kinetic vibe and the music, and it all works really, really well. And then the scene ends, you know, and then we just kind of like go back to our movie, and Sal's like, "You're weird," you know. It takes
It's
off,
like, all right, I'm gonna go.
but there is that little tiny gem there where I'm like, "Ooh, what could be?" You know.
Yeah.
But you know what? The director hit this scene and it works, and it's really, really impressive. Just like the scene that we said with Linnea Quigley with the prosthetic work, there are little spots in this movie that are just wow. Okay. That works really, really well, you know. So I think that contributes a little bit to its cult status,
right?
Also, you know. So look, I'm in the minority here with I think the opinion of Night of the Demon. It has reached cult status, and it is beloved for that, and it earns it. I'll give it that. It definitely earns it.
And some of the kills are pretty cool too. So
Sure.
I was mentioning that. So, Linnea Quigley, when she's like in her topless mode, you know, crazy heart across the face lipstick mode. So Sal goes in, he's like, yeah, no, I don't do weird. And he leaves. Jay comes in, he's like, hey, you know, freaking like, whatever, you got lipstick all over your face, I can work with this.
Yeah.
So, because Jay, again, is a jerk.
He is super jerk.
But he gets an awesome death scene.
Again, great practical.
Yeah, really great. So Linnea, or Suzanne rather, as the demon, you know, sitting on top of him, which is probably really terrifying. But she starts like freaking out, like don't look at me or whatever, and then like shoves her thumbs. And I really think whatever that was meant to like pop and just
and pop it does.
So she jams her thumbs like through his eyes, and this prosthetic piece just like explodes. But it's a really great effect.
There are the practical pieces in this movie are what the most care went into, I think.
I agree.
And that's totally on Steve
Johnson. And the set too. Like I said, finding an actual abandoned house.
Yeah.
Whole house, I think they called it. They I just think it was clever. I feel like they got lucky. The time was right.
This movie unfortunately suffers from, and it's not its fault, it suffers from what happened during the late 80s a lot, which was the lighting and the smoke effects are
I got fun facts
so
about
dated.
I got fun facts about the smoke, but go ahead. Because a lot of people complained about the smoke. So okay, and the blue smoke, like don't get me wrong, like and they all agreed that it looked amazing.
Every movie during the 80s had blue filters.
Would use this. Okay.
Everything.
They said it was like it looked like almost like a cookie or a cake.
Okay.
Where they would like light it on fire, you know, and then it would start like a smoke bomb, I guess. And then the guy would just like walk around, just blessing the house with the blue smoke before they would start the scene.
Okay.
So they mentioned that this. Okay, so like you would literally go like in your nose. And blue, like everything was blue.
That's not safe.
They said all the actors said that they would sneeze weeks later, and blue was still coming out.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah,
that's not great at all.
So I don't know what was in it, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. Like, yeah, they're like, yeah, like it's probably not. I mean, they all look fine now, but.
They all turn into Smurfs.
Yeah, their insides did.
That's concerning though. Like you're 3 weeks post production and you sneeze and it's blue. You're like,
Yeah, they said like they could not get the shit out of their nose, like to save their lives. Wow, like how am I still like sneezing blue?
One of my favorite stories about practical effects, not gone wrong, but Kevin Bacon tells a great story on Friday the 13th where he has the rig for the arrow coming through his throat.
Okay.
And was it Tom Savini who did the FX for?
I think so. I'm almost positive.
I don't know that he was talking to Savini himself, but part of his.
For the first one, yes, yes, because he refused to come back for the second one.
So
yes.
So Kevin Bacon tells a story where they have the rig set up, and the effects guy, Kevin Bacon says, "Hey, what's this blood made out of?" And it turned out that it was a whole bunch of different Caro syrup and this, that, and the other. And then the guy's like, and also like a photochemical that they use to process film. And Kevin Bacon's like, that sounds like poisonous. And the guy's like, yeah, don't get it in your mouth.
Yeah, don't open your mouth.
And then Kevin Bacon was like, what? And then they're calling action. And he does a scene, and he's like, and just every single drop of it got in my mouth and down my throat.
He's like, I'm gonna die for real.
Like, yeah, and he's like, hey, what we do for the for the love of the craft.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
Yeah, but it looked really great.
It did look so good. I'm so sorry you died, but it looked fantastic. So now our films is on roller skates at this point. It's picking up speed, and damn near everybody is possessed except Roger, who was asleep in the car. And then we found out what happened to Helen because she crashes on top of it.
Yep.
And now we have our three heroes, Sal, Roger, and Judy, and they're getting just chased all over the damn house by everybody else. We're on the roof. We have Judy is okay. Can we talk about Judy for a second?
Sure.
Because Judy frustrates me.
Okay.
Because she's insanely helpless. And
this is Kathy Podwell, by the way.
Kathy Podwell. So she's.
I think that's how you say it.
Insane, and I know it was. Look, Kathy, this is no dig at your acting. I know this was direction. She trips and falls down, isn't impaled on anything, doesn't even twist her ankle, and then Sal and Roger, I think it's Sal, is like, get up, and she's like, I can't, and I'm like, but why?
How come?
No, but you can't, and of course she does. Like, I know that it was direction, but she goes from helpless waif to kick-ass, back to waif, then to kick-ass, back to waif. And then she gets rescued by Roger, gets her over the wall. Roger comes back, good on Roger.
Yes.
And then she gets over the wall. But
Roger was a true hero of this film.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth with Judy, which was a choice. But it was a lot of yo-yoing.
I don't think I picked up on that the first couple times I've seen this film, and now that you mention it, I see that now. She's kind of frustrating.
There was a lot of I can't, but I know it was direction. It wasn't her choice. She was being told to do this, so that's on you.
So she's acting the scene. So so that's not her fault.
Not her fault.
No,
but
I totally get what you're saying with that character. Yeah, just pick one.
Definitely yo-yoing. So we have the unfortunate demise. Sal gets his hero moment. Mm-hmm. Kind of tackles Angela off the roof. He gets impaled, and then later on you see that there's a little tombstone there that actually is his tombstone. Sal Romero, cute.
That's cute.
The tombstone is made out of...
Did you just boop the grave's nose? Boop.
The tombstone's 100% gabagol. Yeah. So now we're down to Judy and Roger. Everybody's after him. They get over. Now this is actually an effective scene because Roger's got to climb via the barbed wire.
Yes.
Which you're like.
Yeah, that part I'm like. Yeah,
I don't like that. Yeah. I don't like that, but it's effective.
It is effective.
Then it's Judy's turn, and Judy goes back to waif, and is I can't. Roger.
And now we're back to waif.
I can't, Roger. I can't. So Roger's already on the other side, and all I wanted was to see Roger hightailing down the road.
Later, bitch!
And then the credits come up. Oh, I would have loved that. But Roger being Roger, he goes back and he rescues Judy. And then...
Because he's the better person.
Then they also play in that the sun comes up and the demons are then, dispelled. So I guess possession only lasts until the sun comes up.
Well, I don't think in any demon movie they can stand the sun.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's a rule.
Look, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, were they vampires? But then we have our callback to our nasty old man.
Yes.
And you got all right. I've stepped all over you this entire podcast.
No, that's okay. That's fine. No, that's fine. So if you remember the end scene, so the crazy old man that's yelling at all you damn kids and your music, whatever he says, I don't know.
And you're breathing.
So you can see in the very beginning he has a bunch of groceries and he picks up apples and razor blades, and you're like, oh, you're gonna be one of those guys, okay?
By the way, second movie in a row, apple and razor blades.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Call back to Halloween 2.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about an apple. I guess you assume it's an apple.
But yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. But still, horrible. But yeah. Anyway, so you find out like he's all grumpy in the morning. He's apparently grumpy to his wife too. He's just a mean old man.
This guy's such a dick.
He is such a dick. So then his wife, I can only imagine what she put up with all these years. So she bakes a pie out of the apples that he brought home, and he goes, has a gasping moment because she filled it with the razor blades, and now they just turn alive and saw through his throat.
I mean, at this point, I was like, Night of Demons, you got me.
Yeah.
You've literally made me watch 85 minutes of this movie. I'm gonna enjoy this last minute.
I think that was just shock value, just a little don't worry, he'll get his type of a thing.
I love it when the wife is like, "Happy Halloween, dear," and gives him a little kissy. So she murdered him.
Yeah, she totally murdered him.
Because
Absolutely.
he was an ass.
He was an ass, and good on her. So yeah, it has nothing to do with the storyline, but just a fun little. I really do think that was just put in there just for fun.
So I will circle back to Night of the Demons is more of a vibe for me than like a movie that I would seek out, but I love that it's got this cult status. I will give a lot of credit for that cult status to Return of the Living Dead because they're so similar of just, we've got teens looking for a good time. Mm-hmm. By the way, real quick, Return of the Living Dead Sinners, there's a great documentary on Screenbox right now. It is from 2011, but it's got most of the actors who are in it, and it's just start to finish. You gotta see this documentary. It's so great. A lot of really good behind the scenes stories. Turns out Jules Shepard, no bueno.
Really?
Super no bueno.
Ooh, gasp.
Oh, yeah. At one point, almost every single person in the documentary brings her up, and they're like, oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I'll leave it there. So, Sinners, check that out. But I do think that, and I'm not saying that Night of the Demon is riding coattails or anything. I think collectively, we look back on the 80s now, and we look back on the lower budget movies that resonate, and we give them the cult status, and look, they earn it.
Yeah.
They certainly earn it. There's a lot of garbage from the 80s, and trust me, I saw them all. I mean, a lot of time spent at Blockbuster. And they just, they just are exposed to sunlight and die.
Yeah. Or disperse back into the house. I don't know.
Yeah, but the movies that have actually been able to like claw their way to that status, I have to give them credit.
Yeah.
Really
I get the faults that this movie has, so I get the thing that you mentioned with Judy. I get the actual demon itself kind of looks like a dragon.
Yeah,
I think.
Sure.
Why they went with that, I'm not really too sure. But again, these are all choices. It's I'm sure they never really mentioned the demon at all, so they're in the documentary that I watched. So I don't really have any.
Where'd you find that documentary?
YouTube.
I want to check it out.
Yeah.
I definitely want to check it out.
I find majority of things on YouTube.
Nice.
Good old YouTube.
Including us soon.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. We're just going to sit here and just stare at the camera.
So, I'm going to... Alright, so we're going to do something hopefully fun. I mean, you'll let us know, I suppose. But I'm going to name a couple of movies for Shannon.
Oh.
And you're going to give me, not mainstream, but you're going to give me Smash or Trash as far as cult status goes.
Okay.
So Smash or Trash. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. Because these are all in the vein of Night of the Demons.
Okay.
All right. Sleepaway Camp.
Oh, Smash.
Me too. Killer Clowns.
Smash.
Yeah, me too. Chopping Mall.
Okay, so I like Chopping Mall.
Yeah, Smash.
Smash. I like it. Yeah.
Okay. Slumber Party Massacre.
I didn't love that one, but I would maybe go Trash. But it had some good kills in it. Yeah.
I'm already holding my thumb down. Sorry, Slumber Party Massacre. We get a Trash. Okay, Pieces.
I love Pieces.
Yeah, Smash.
Smash.
Pieces has it's the most insane movie ever made, with the most insane ending ever put on film. and I love it.
It's up there.
And we're not going to talk about it, because one day we're going to
talk about it.
Pieces.
We're not going to talk about it, because one day we're going to talk about it.
Pieces is fucking bonkers.
Yes.
Okay, Chud.
I don't know if I ever saw... Did I see Chud? Hold
All right,
on.
then we if you didn't see it, then we won't rate it.
Okay, because I don't remember Chud.
Dolls.
I love Dolls.
Okay,
Smash.
Same here. Street Trash.
I never saw it.
Okay, then we won't do it. Oh, and Witchboard you never saw.
And Witchboard I never saw.
Okay, so those were my cultish movies. Now we're gonna go a level up.
Okay.
And you're gonna let me. We'll do Smash or Trash, but this isn't for cult status. This is gonna be for like classic or no classic.
Okay.
They're all good, so
Okay.
we're not like judging them on that front. But you're gonna give me classic or no classic.
Okay.
Ready? April Fool's Day.
No classic.
Okay. The Fly.
Classic.
Nice. Fright Night.
Classic.
Yeah. Reanimator.
To me, not a classic. Oh. I know a lot of people. I know because I'm not a huge fan of that Reanimator. I know everyone else is. I know. Sorry.
Are you ready for my ruling?
Okay.
Undecided.
Oh.
I think I have to watch it again.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember thinking it was like utterly ridiculous, and it took too. I remember it taking too long to get to any kind of excitement.
Okay.
I'm like, why does everybody love this fucking movie so much?
I'm gonna back you up. Because if it stood out as a classic in my mind, even though I saw it so long ago, I would jump all over that.
Yeah.
Okay, no classic, but good movie. Night of the Creeps.
I would say that's a classic.
Oh, it's classic for me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Tom Atkins?
Yeah.
Ooh, Tom Atkins is getting his face kissed so hard I have to go to the hospital. The Stepfather.
I like The Stepfather. To me, that's a classic.
Sweet. Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're both looking at each other like, why do you say stupid things?
I'm gonna talk stupid all day long.
Yeah, you're gonna be an idiot, you're old white dummy. What about From Beyond?
I never saw it.
Okay, Barbara Crampton and Ken, who I can't pronounce his last name, Fiore, I'm going to say, from Dawn of the Dead. Gotta check it out.
Okay.
Gotta check it out.
From Beyond.
From Beyond.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna look at me like I'm an idiot. Dawn of the Dead. Right, classic. Pet Cemetery.
Classic.
Okay. Oh,
the original.
Original.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I stopped myself. I was like, wait, not the remake. I didn't see the remake.
I saw the remake. Not bad, but oh my God, nowhere near. Yeah. They Live.
Oh, classic.
And Texas Chainsaw 2.
Oh. I would say that's a classic.
Okay, I'm gonna back you up.
I think the first three of them are to me.
But I'm gonna say classic, but for completely different reasons. Like Texas Chainsaw 1, we have talked about. Oh, by the way, son of a biscuit. I listened to, I think it was our Night of the Living Dead, and you know what I said? Like a dumb mouth idiot fool. I said that Wes Craven directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then I took.
Did you?
I did.
Oh.
Just in an aside, I immediately, after listening to that, threw myself on the Long Island Expressway. I'm so sorry. Tobe Hooper directed the classic Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It bothered me so much when I heard my dumb face say that I have to correct it now. Wait until my next big mistake. Can't wait. So, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, this week it'll be me with Norwegian films.
Norwegian. I am going to float through this week, dining out on Norwegian. You can expect at least one text a day from me. I heard there's this great Norwegian restaurant we have to try. But sinners, it's like I'm looking at my little sister here. It's nothing but love. Mommy and Daddy aren't fighting. I don't need you guys to get upset. So Texas Chainsaw 2 gets classic status for me because of the humor. Because that movie is so much damn fun. So much damn fun that I think we need to do it very soon.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, so look, a fun little game. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. I like, you know what? Smash or Trash might become. I don't know that we'll do it all the time, but I want to pop Smash or Trash on the podcast.
That was a nice little impromptu.
For sure. All right.
I wasn't even ready for it. I had no idea he was going to do that, guys. So I was just as surprised as you are.
I like to surprise Shannon, and now, as always, gang, Charlie, our pet mascot dog, is here as well. He just yawned. You may actually hear it. Charlie, Smash or Trash, Paw Patrol. Smash or Trash, Lassie. He's looking at me like, I just want to hear treat.
That's all I want to hear. That's just give me a morsel. That's
all
it.
Right. So, look, I blathered on about how this is a vibe. Oh, everybody's a vibe. I can't even stand myself saying it. But it is something that we look back on in the 80s. 80s are a weird time. I feel like we judge it completely separate from every other decade.
Because it was such a unique time. It was a time, especially in horror, where your imagination really had to run wild. I believe the Coke was also running wild, but neither here nor there.
I think that's responsible for a lot of the blue filters and a lot of the smoke.
A lot of responsibilities there, but
are blue filters and smoke director's version of "we'll fix it in post"?
Maybe. It's very possible.
Put a lot of smoke in there. Just put a lot of smoke.
Just smoke.
Hit it with a blue
more
filter.
smoke. More smoke.
We could probably do a podcast just called Blue Filters and Smoke and never run out of movies.
Yeah,
and they would all be from the 80s.
They totally would be.
Okay, so Night of the Demons. Look, it's not going to be a Halloween 2 moment for me where I actually circle back around, and I do love it. You did get me with that. I'm shaking my fist at you, and I'm pointing, and I'm furrowing my brow. I'm in the camp of I do like H2O now.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. But I came around on that movie. It's just
well, because it was also worse. Like a friend of mine even like reached out like that movie was such garbage, and I'm like, not compared to Curse of Michael Myers, Resurrection.
You go deeper into the canon
and everything else that follows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like compared to other movies, H2O is really not that bad.
it was. I just over the past couple of weeks since getting away from the podcast, and I re-listened to it. And we had fun with it, and all of a sudden, it's just like I'm getting this soft spot in my heart for it. Even though I can see the mistakes are glaring, and you can see them coming from a mile away, but the movie as a whole is like a tight 80 minutes, 85 minutes, and it's fun as hell. And I think
it gets right to the point too. Yeah. Like it doesn't really beat around any bush, which is another thing I really loved about it.
Holy cow! Do I have to pick up the book of list of movies we're doing next, or do you know what we're doing next?
What are we doing? I know what we're doing next.
Good, because I don't. That's kind of praying you did.
Hold on. That's why I keep a list.
Thank God.
Are we? But I thought we weren't announcing it.
Oh, is this the super secret special?
This is the super secret special.
Then we are not announcing.
Because this will be on Halloween night.
Oh snap! Then I know what we're doing.
And it'll most likely be a 2-parter.
Oh wait.
Because
it's going to be a 2-parter because I cannot, because I am going to blather endlessly about the genre that it's in. So yeah, it's going to be a 2-parter.
Nice.
Sweet.
So you're going to have to find out.
All right.
Next week.
Gang, we had a blast, and I hope you did too. This movie is fun. So as always, please follow us on Instagram, and that is at CIN.FUL_CUTS. And that's different from finding us on Apple Music and on Spotify and all of the places where you stick our voice in your ear, because that is Sinful, CINE-FULCUTS. Our Instagram following is growing, and our downloads are growing, and we can't thank you enough.
Yes, thank you. Because
we don't do this we don't make any money at this. We do it for the love of the genre, and we're going to keep doing it for that. Unless you're a t-shirt company and you're listening to this.
And you want to make t-shirts for us, that'd be great.
Or you're just a rich uncle.
Can only use one of those.
So you can reach out to us at sinfulcuts@gmail.com. We're not going to announce next week. We're really looking forward to it. I think we're going to have to do we'll have like little snackies and a signature drink for this one. By that I mean a bottle of something.
Yeah.
Or 6 of beer. Shannon, take us out.
And that's a cut.
Yay!
You know how many times somebody told me I was good in my life? Twice. This raised today and dancing at the disco.